And welcome back to Retrospect My Fantasy, where we take a look at gaming franchises from beginning to end. We're currently working through Final Fantasy on an installment number 7. So, I would like to, first off, apologize for yesterday not having a stream. I was having some weird technical issues with Twitch and just YouTube in general. I mean, regular internet worked, but it was so spotty that I would rather not have a crappy stream, and then I would rather not stream than have a crappy stream in terms of quality. So now that we've got that out of the way, our time for our normal announcements. Announcement number 1, we are at 18 of 25 followers. Once we reach 25, we'll have a 24-hour stream, so if you happen to know anybody that might be interested in watching the Final Fantasy franchise, or any of the future franchises that we're going to work on, such as Dungeon Siege, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Civilization, GTA, Diablo, go ahead and send them a link, send them my way, and I'll try to convince them to stay. Announcement number 2, I have put up a new poll on my Twitter, so if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see the link to my Twitter, and there is a poll on my front page that is who should be in our secondary crew. And I'm pretty certain I have all of the options, but it's better if you guys come up with anything, let me know by either throwing it into the chat or by going ahead and letting me know on Twitter itself. That way I can count your vote for the option if it's not there. So now that we've got our announcements out of the way, what happened last time in Final Fantasy VII? So, we went to the Temple of the Ancients, where we found Seng, having been stabbed, cut, injured in some way. And he gave us the keystone that unlocked the remainder of the temple for us to go through. We went through an MC Escher-like painting, then through a trap, and then a puzzle to interact with an old man, and who then gave us access to an inner chamber. And in said inner chamber, there was a bunch of hieroglyphs, and then a tiny model of the facility that we were in. And the whole reason that there was a tiny little model of the facility that we were in fact in is because the ancients developed materia, except they knew that this particular materia was so dangerous that they had to hide it in such a way that it could not easily be tampered with. And what that consisted of was the temple itself was the black materia used to cast meteor. Not comet, we have comet, but meteor. But you could not wield said materia because it was too large, and the only way it would shrink down is by solving a bunch of puzzles from within it, thus crushing you in the completion of the final puzzle. Kate Sith, being a remote-controlled doll, offered to complete the puzzle for us. And in doing so, he sacrificed himself, and we then had to rush in and secure the black materia before something happened. But Sephiroth showed up and forced Cloud to give up the materia, essentially through a form of mind control. So Cloud gave it up, and was having a massive freak-out session. And then, when Cloud woke up, Aerith had left the party, going to the City of the Ancients, and we followed her. in the City of the Ancients, we got a few items. It's a cool looking place full of kind of a sea motif. We stayed the night, made our way into a little cove, using a magical crystalline staircase that only appears at night. And then we found Aerith praying at some sort of altar. Cloud approached Aerith in this altar, and then Sephiroth controlled Cloud and forced Cloud to kill Aerith. Cloud was able to fight this off at the last moment, and then Sephiroth did a, I don't know, 100, 200 foot drop with his giant-ass Daikaton and somehow managed to perfectly stab Aerith through the stomach. We then set Aerith adrift in some water, and we then followed Sephiroth through the frozen plains to where we are now. So, now that we're all caught up, time to move forward. I've already purchased the items here, so I can't do that. The weapons and whatnot. That's the weapons that we're wielding right now. My boy got hurt right about the time we moved here. I never should have got him that snowboard. Whimper weep. Kitty cat. I want to steal your snowboard, kid. Sorry, I can't help it. I'm a bit of a kleptomaniac. So, another kitty cat right there, but it doesn't want to talk to us. It's also part of the matte painting that is the background. Also, on a non-game or stream-related thing, today we are drinking beer as opposed to our normal coffee because I've been having kind of a stress-filled, or I should say stress, anxiety-filled week. So tonight, as opposed to our normal black coffee with a little bit of water on the side, tonight we are drinking 8-Ball Stout. It's by Lost Coast Brewing. It's one of my favorite brewing companies, and it is delicious. It has a exceptionally, so stouts are known for being malty, but it has an exceptionally malty taste. In fact, the hop notes are pretty much not there at all. It's wonderful. I am a big fan of stouts and porters and hoppy beers. Or not hoppy beers, very malty beers. Ooh, a turbo ether. Heck yeah. So this is kind of a weird house. It's got a bunch of flashing lights and Victor Frankenstein style accoutrement. It's almost finished. What? What's almost finished? Tell me, little girls. Ooh, let's go talk to this man who's doing some sort of work. Oh, heck no. We are gonna steal a hero's drink and a vaccine, motherfucker. Kitty cat. Sorry, kitty cat. I want to talk to the old lady. My husband left 20 years ago and still hasn't come back. He should at least be at the foot of Gia's cliff. It's marked with a check on the map. Look at the map. Okay. So that's where Gia's cliff is. Where are we? The master is an experienced climber, you know. I've heard that he knows his way around every corner of the Great Glacier. There's a Great Glacier? Is this whole thing a Great Glacier? It's nearly impossible to reach the northern limits without a map. If you're thinking about going to the northern limits, you better take the map on the wall. What nerve? You already tore down the map. Haha, that's right. Because I'm a horrible human being. And by me, I mean Cloud, because I would never do anything like that. Actually, honestly, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't take it even if they told me to. I heard about this gnarly hill in this town. They tell me it's off limits. Well, look, we came all this way. Crap. Why are you guys wearing shorts and... We came from Costa del Sol to snowboard. We were just about to leave. Good. Come on. Thank you. It's colder than usual today. Not yet. Whew. What is it? Don't get too close or it'll burn you. I was well aware that fire had that potential. Ooh. An X potion that I don't need. One of the days while I was grinding, I made sure to grind like a madman. Around Wutai, because a lot of the enemies there drop or not a lot of them. One enemy there drops X potions. I've heard there's a snow woman at the Great Glacier that hates hot springs, but I think it's just a myth to scare off visitors. Welcome, you look like you're a strong one. If you want, I could lend you an ear. Oh. I got bored, listened to his stories. Okay. Well, if you're gonna get past this town, you'll need a map. Yep, already got it. He's probably gonna get lost in the glacier and freeze to death. No matter how well equipped he is, out there in the cold on the glacier, I give him 2 days at the most. Heard some guy went to the glacier in the north. What an idiot. Is he thinking about getting to that hot spring? Do you know what a cetra is? What were the cetra? Oh yeah, they were same as the ancients, right? Yeah, cetra lived in this town a long time ago. Her name was Ifalna, and she knew about a lot of things. What do you mean? I heard she was abducted by the Shinra and was taken somewhere. Shinra and the Ancients? I smell something fishy. Me too. Okay. Okay, can't go into the bathroom. Am I boring you? Alright. So that's everyone here. Heck, it's only 200 gil. Let's go ahead and spend the night. What's the worst that could happen, right? Absolutely nothing. We spent 200 gil and got zilch. That looks like what has occurred. Oh well. No. There's a steep grade past there. It's dangerous. I'm still going. Damn, I was just being nice. What the... Who are those people over there? Looks like trouble. There they are. Hurry! Yes, ma'am. Alright, Alana. Cloud. I wouldn't let you go any further. What's down there? It's a secret. It really doesn't matter. You really got guts messing with my boss up like that. You mean boss Sang? That wasn't us. Sephiroth did that. No, liar. Don't think you can fool me. I'm not lying. It was Sephiroth. Don't try to act innocent. I'll never forget it. Alright. Looks like just talking won't do. You're gonna have to feel some pain. Just you and me. No, I can handle him. There's no way he can avoid my punch. Nope. Did not care. Why? Why didn't you try to duck? There's no way they can climb the Great Glacier anyway. Put them in some house in this village. Woo! Why didn't we try to dodge? I actually did. I pushed up on the controller and it just didn't do anything. Alright. Yep. Been here before. Sledding is fun. Okay. Never should have gotten that snowboard. No, probably not. I got hurt on my snowboard and now I can't go out for a while. Hey, I'll give you my snowboard. Tell me if you're good at it. I mean, it's gonna be a little while before I'm good at it again. But I was at one point. I mean, I was really good at one point. Sorry, I ran off a while ago. I thought there was gonna be big trouble. Anyhow, you'll need a snowboard. Up, left, right. Break. Jump. Alright, let's see if the D-pad works properly. Or the, rather, the thumbstick. Break. Yeah! Alright, come on. It's a bit sensitive on the thumbstick, but is otherwise mostly okay. Nope, not. Yeah, my time is going to be miserable. But that's because back on the D-pad is not calibrated for this. So as long as you don't hit too hard, it's actually kind of advantage to slightly hit the wall. Ah, I only got the red one. Oh, dang it. Now there's a way. Ah. Yeah, I'm just not good enough anymore. It's gonna take a long time before I can get that good again. I made it through that pretty well, but that's because it's just a slight... If you go the exact right speed, you can go just down the middle and jump over the boulders. Not the... Woo! Alright, some ice crystals. Yeah, so this time, this is absolutely miserable. I would not... Back in the day, I would not have stood for this time frame. That was terrible, but I made it. Ugh. I guess we're still in one piece. Everyone alright? I guess. So where did we land? We jumped pretty far. Well, we've got a map, right? Look at it by pressing switch. I'm sure we'll freeze. So... Like, this doesn't tell me where the hell I am. Oh wait, giant tree? Okay. So I need to go... this way, I think. Yeah. Alright, so then to get where I need to go, I need to take this route. But there's also a village just right over here. Minotaur. Because that makes perfect sense where we are. Not just Minotaur, Captain Minotaur! Well, we're really bad at hitting these guys. How about Trine? Or Leviathan? Or Ifrit? How about that? Does that sound fun? I think it sounds great. Oh. Guys. You didn't have to leave on my account. I mean, I did kill you, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay. I don't know what that was all about, but... Well, if we continue going, we should hit this village. I mean, it's not where we're supposed to go, I don't think. I don't recall. But it's a place. And I like places. And these guys, well, they just die normal. Continue Claw. That is a really dumb name for a move. which almost guarantees the fact that it's an enemy skill. Alright, so now we're... Okay, so that's where we are right now. So we should probably just push forward, but I mean, why, right? America. So apparently these guys are just really hard to hit. Perhaps if we summoned a fire demon. That sounds good to me. Actually, demon is wrong. He's not a demon. He is part of what is left of the primordial fire that helped create the world. In Middle Eastern mythology, anyway. In Indian mythology, I want to say they're just another kind of demon, but don't quote me on that. I have spent no time researching Indian folklore. Before you ask, yes, I have spent an amount of time, actually a fair amount of time, researching Middle Eastern folklore. Especially Judeo-Christian religions. Not because there's anything particularly special about them, but aside from the fact that when I am a DM for Dungeons & Dragons, I run Al-Qadim, which is a Middle Eastern mythology-based campaign setting, so... Flamethrower. Ooh, got her. And though I know that Dungeons & Dragons does not exactly have what one would call the best track record when it comes to representing different cultures, back in the day it actually used to have a pretty damn good one. I summoned Ifrit and I called him a fire demon, which is not entirely accurate, and I was explaining why I know that he's not actually a fire demon, but in fact part of the remains of the primordial fire which forged the world. And that's largely because, thanks to my love of the Al-Qadim campaign setting from 2nd edition, I have done quite a bit of Middle Eastern folklore research to make sure that I'm representing these things correctly. Ooh! Ooh, beta! Oh, you give me the vapors! How's it going, by the way, Gracker? And I'm not going to, by any means, state that my knowledge is in any way, shape, or form complete. I only know enough to contextually represent the creatures in a more accurate setting. I have effectively a dime store education in Middle Eastern folklore. Oh, nice. I am also doing a bit of relaxing, although I personally rather enjoy streaming. I was really upset yesterday when I wasn't able to because of internet issues. But tonight, while streaming, I am having one of my favorite beers, 8-Ball Stout by Lost Coast Brewing. It is a delightful, delightful, very malty, very, very malty beer. But I was saying earlier that Dungeons & Dragons isn't exactly known for having the best representation of various folklores. But back in the 2nd edition days, they actually, the TSR people, actually spent a lot of time doing research. I feel you there. When I got home today, that was the very first thing that I did was I made sure that Comcast wasn't gonna give me the shaft again today. It rarely ever happens that we have internet issues, but when we do, they're really weird. So, like, I couldn't do anything with Twitch or YouTube yesterday, but normal, you know, like email stuff was just fine. I did a speed test, and the speed test came up just fine. The ping was actually better than it normally is. It was in single digit when it's normally in double. So it was just a little weird. I'm not really sure what was up, but it did prevent me from streaming, and I was not exactly thrilled with that. But I'm glad, because today was not a particularly... this week has been not a particularly stellar week at work, and streaming is one of the things that I enjoy a great deal, so... Ooh. Alright, face the direction. Come on. Dang it. Alright, well, that pathway didn't work. Ow. I mean, I know there's a way I can just solve this by looking at it, but why would I bother trying to do empirical research? Yeah! Got it! I want to say that route that I took is not... No, that is very true. Oh, I don't know if I'm really that good. I feel that I'm fine, but I do really enjoy it, and it is very nice being able to do something you enjoy. You're awake. Haha! We passed out because we nearly froze to death. Oh god. You collapsed at the Great Glacier. It's a miracle you're alive. My name is Halzoff. I've been living here for 20 years now. If you're planning to head north, you'd better listen to me. You know, sure. Why don't we go to the next room and sit down? Sounds great, Halzoff. Also, your wife really wants you to come home. You ever hear about those who challenged the cliff? You have a couple of rifles. Can we take those? That'd be nice. The first time my friend Yamasaki and I tried to climb the cliff was 30 years ago. But we weren't prepared for it. We never dreamed the temperature would be so low. I know. It is awesome being only 7 followers away from that next 24-hour stream. The cliff was a biting cold wind and lowers your body temperature. Oh god. Oh god, the flashbacks. I just recalled this next event. Yamasaki was below me. He cut his own rope. I didn't even notice. You have to keep yourself, if I recall correctly, you have to keep yourself warm to a certain degree. Yes, confirm to switch routes and push to increase your body temperature. Yep. Alright. You must be tired from coming up all this way. Better get some rest before heading out. Heck yeah, man. Rest up. Oh man, see, even right now, even though we've got a fairly stable stream, we are dropping frames. Not like crazy. We've only lost 1%. But still, that's not what I would call desirable. I wonder if maybe Comcast is doing some work on their systems or something. Alright. How the hell did you all get here? I mean, I know you're in my phone, but... You know, I've been thinking. Seeing a place like this makes you realize how awesome nature is. But, if anyone ever told me to live here, I'd tell them to, well, you know. I'll tell you one thing, though. If I did have to live here, I'd change things around here, make it better. How so? I guess Midgar is the total opposite of this place. Midgar is the total opposite of most of this world. When you think of it that way, the Shinra don't seem so bad. Why the hell am I saying? The Shinra not bad? We'll secure the route and come up later. Alright. Let's give this a shot and hope we don't die. Alright, cliff number 1. Gotta get our body temperature back up. I want to say 38 is as good as we can get. So, time to climb. Time to dance. All right. Come on. We've totally got this, but I remember my very first time playing through this section not entirely understanding what the hell we were supposed to do. Like, I read the tutorial and I got it, but I didn't really understand like what they meant by changing routes, or like I thought you had to hold the button down, but no, you had to press it repeatedly. It was just like I figured it out pretty quickly. I wasn't a dumb kid, but like not everything gelled right away. You know, I gotta say, when I was able to have my name highlighted in dark green, I felt the same way. Um, Actually, what really, and this is something that totally doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but when they came out with dark mode, that made my day. I have had my stream in dark mode ever since they came out with it. Or my Twitch page. I don't leave dark mode. Which makes all my stuff below look really weird because it gives it a... It's not transparent like the backgrounds that I have created for it. Twitch has put them all on white backgrounds, so when I scroll down, it looks really weird. A bunch of crystals. Have you messed around with the beta page much? I did for a little while, and I'm sure ultimately, once they get all the kinks out of the way, it'll be better, because it seems to run faster with with less delay between chat and streamer, but it has plenty of issues, like sometimes overlays don't work, and sometimes oh god, what the heck are they called? The panels don't show up. I'm confident that eventually they'll have it all figured out and it'll be awesome. But until then, until they roll it out as, like, Twitch, I guess it would be 3.0 once it's all said and done, I kind of avoid it. I used it for a while, but, like, whenever I would put up links, they wouldn't work properly. It would just direct people to the generic Twitch front homepage. Yeah. Yeah, we'll push this rock. What's the worst that could happen? That seems oddly convoluted. And I sincerely doubt that that is a proper path. And that it would not have just stopped somewhere else. But, hey. I don't know how hard... actually, not true. Thanks to extra credits, I know a little bit of how hard it is to make games. And my very few feeble attempts at using Unity. Not that Unity is in any way, shape, or form a feeble piece of software. It's actually a pretty incredible piece of software. It's just that I don't even know where to begin. Come on. Ooh, I remember these guys. Wow, how do I remember those things? I would totally believe that. Holy cow, those crystals are gone. How did that happen? I know these things are supposed to be kind of terrifying because they're weird, spidery things with jaws that have the teeth moving. By the way, the teeth moving is a nice touch because that it lends like a weird, almost horror aspect to it. But the bright colors, man. I mean, if they're going for like kind of an it situation, not it, a thing situation, like I kind of get it, but you're missing on what really makes it scary. Or the thing, scary. I guess that's also the same attribute that makes it scary. And that's the thing, and it can be anyone at any time. They have no distinct shape. It's the paranoia of whatever group, individual, ideal is against the norm at the time. Alright, so who... Wow, we mastered Earth. Heck yeah. We must have mastered an exit at some point, too. Heck yeah, we did. Have you seen the new one? I haven't yet, and I really want to. I've heard nothing but great stuff. If you're into that sort of thing. I haven't seen it yet. At least not the new one. Instead, me and my housemates decided that it was more important for us to see Blade Runner 2049, because if you have to only see one pseudo-science fiction story, which really, like, the science fiction aspect is not the important part, it's the transhumanism aspect. Come on. I see that there's a path there. Select it, Cloud. Please. Or not. Maybe I'll just shuffle back and forth on this until I die. Oh man. When did Barrett get so hurt? Also, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen Blade Runner 2049, highly recommend it. Jared Leto is wonderful in that. Actually, all the performances in that are out of this world phenomenal. And thanks to a local small art house theater, I have now seen both Blade Runners in theaters, and I'm glad. I see a path there, Cloud. Fine, we'll go down. Uh-oh, shoot, 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 shoot. We need to go all the way down and do a little dance. Do a little pee dance. Alright, good job, Cloud. You made it. You made it past the P dance. Go right, I guess. You know, I've been snow camping, and it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I've never been snow climbing, so I don't have any frame of reference for that, especially freehand snow climbing. But from what I recall of snow camping, doing the little kid pee dance probably wouldn't help that much. But, yeah, I mean, I guess they're just going for the, like, staying warm through movement thing. But, still. Granted, I never tried to do the little kid pee dance. But just, like, digging and cutting wood and, like, being physically active, like, it helps a little bit, but, probably not enough to stave off hypothermia or frostbite. Especially the latter. I don't think you could stave off frostbite just by moving around a whole bunch. Good job, Barrett. Your magic is strong enough that it's almost worth having you on the team for that reason. Alright. We're getting pretty close to that first hour. So, yeah, screw it, why not? I'm just gonna go ahead and rattle off our announcements one more time. So, announcement number 1. We are at 18 out of 25 followers. Once we reach 25 followers, we will have our next 24-hour stream. If you happen to know anyone that might be interested in what we're doing here with the Final Fantasy franchise, or any of the future franchises such as Dungeon Siege, Elder Scrolls, Grand Theft Auto, Civilization, Diablo, and hopefully many, many more, go ahead and send them our way. A link, word of mouth, whatever works. And I'll try and convince them to stay. Let's see here. Oh, announcement number 2. We have... Actually, I guess... Yeah, this will be number 2. We have a another survey on my Facebook page, on my Twitter homepage, for which party member should be our secondary crew for once we get to the crater. Whoa, did we seriously miss? Barrett, dude, you need to recalibrate your satellites. Anyway, for our secondary team, which is only important for the end of the game, but we need to know who's going to be on our secondary team. I'm pretty sure I have all the potential options. If one should be missing, feel free to put it in the... if one should be missing, and you want it to be your vote, go ahead and put it either in the chat or comment on the Twitter post. That way I can count that when we get to the point where we need to actually separate our teams up. So far we have 2 votes on that. The first one is for... Who was it? It was for Sid Red Katesith, and I want to say the other one was Yuffie, Red, and Vincent. I'd have to look at it again, but I want to say those were the results that have come in so far. Oh man, Tifa, letting yourself get poisoned like that. Also, I mean, I know Cloud and Barret don't wear much, but, Tifa, you probably have frostbite. Oh, for a second there, I thought the stalactite, or icicle, whatever they're gonna call the enemy in this one, used ultrasound, and I was going to be very afraid for the fact that I am attacking a sentient... Oh! Man, this is an incredibly strong icicle. It didn't even shatter. It just kind of cracked a little. Oh man, 200 AP. Yep. Thank you. Nope, not yet. Ooh, fire amulet. I like fire amulets. You know, I think it's just time that we burninate the countryside. Seems best to me. Good beer. Although, we're almost out of it. And even though I did my 1 hour announcements, we haven't quite hit that hour yet. Ooh, man. Tifa, how could you let that happen? Jesus. And then the ever so slow death of the icicle. Ooh. God, I bet every time she does that victory pose, she cracks like 12 vertebrae. I mean, I can get a pretty good crack on my back or my neck, but she bends just so far that either she's hyperextending her back or she's getting some damn good cracks out of that. Or both. There's no reason it can't be both. I don't think I've used Bahamut on stream yet. Oh. So there's, as is frequently the case whenever there's a Chocobo summon, there's actually two versions of the Chocobo summon. The first one is the one you just saw. And the second one is almost always Chubby Chocobo. The King of Dragons. Always looks awesome. I'm trying to think if there's ever been a Bahamut that looked kind of... I mean, I personally didn't like the look of Bahamut in 10. I think it just looked a little bit too busy. But it still wasn't bad. Oh, thank goodness. We've mastered a revive. Nope, not yet. Alright, so... is there something that we have that we don't have two of on here? Okay, we're not... there's an all... there's an elemental, an added effect, an ice. Oh, we mastered an ice. Well, shit. Okay, well... What are something that it's always nice to have another one of? It's always nice to have another revive. And he's working on our second heal. Or rather, restore. Which is almost done. So we'll level up another heal. Alright. I think we're good. The key to the multiple party system is really just making sure that you have enough, like, barrier, restore, heal, and revive materials to so that all of your teams can have a full set. And even though it's really bad to do it this way, what almost inevitably ends up happening is you have one person that's the healer that has all your healing magic. And the reason this is bad is because it should make sense. If you have all of your heal spells on one person, and that person takes a dive, well... I mean, you always have items, but... sometimes... I mean, my basic heal, or Cure 1, is better than a high potion. It's... for some people, it's more cost-effective than an X potion. Not yet. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, now that we have completed that, let's circle back around. And that Mega Elixir, we won't use. We will never, ever use that Mega Elixir. And if you're wondering why, there's a very, very good reason why. And that particular reason is that, if you're not aware, later on, we will acquire materia, a whole set of materia. W summon, W magic, W item. I think that's... I don't recall if there's a W attack or anything like that, but... or W command. But, and what they do is they allow you to use magic item or summons twice. Or rather, select 2 items, select 2 magic, select 2 spells. And what this does, if you are using the W item, and it's the... why did I go to limits? And it's the 7th? 8th item? I don't remember exactly what slot it's in. But if you have items in a specific slot, you can then select one, select the second item, which would be the same. You have to select the first selection and the second selection have to be the same. And then you cancel the second selection. And what this does is it tricks the game into thinking that you've used an item that you haven't and put it back. Because technically how the game works is when you select an item in your inventory from the item command in battle, it uses it, it removes it from your inventory. Ooh, and all was leveled up. Nice. It uses it from your inventory before it's used. If that makes any goddamn sense. Which I kind of doubt it does because I said it. And even though I know what I'm talking about, I don't always know how to convey that to you guys. We will level up. Yeah, we'll level up another cover. It's not going to hurt us too. I mean, actually, specifically will hurt us too. You know what I mean. Enhance. Whew. I mean, that's got some good slots, but I don't know, man. Ooh, that fire armlet is really good, but drains fire attacks, drains cold attacks, but they just don't have good slot usage. Yep. Sorry. Not good enough. Oh shit, so I didn't explain something from an earlier topic that we were discussing that I wouldn't expect everyone to understand, and that is the idea of transhumanism. Jumping back about 20 minutes to our discussion about movies and me and one of my housemates seeing Blade Runner 2049. The idea of transhumanism is effective. The easiest way that I can put it right now is the idea that humans, what makes a human is not the flesh and blood that you see before you. Well, it might be, but it's the idea that it might not be. Is it really... Is it the blood, is it the meat that makes you human? Or is it, for lack of a better term, the soul, the spirit, the chi, the chakra, whatever you want to call it, the knowledge? Is that what makes you human? And the idea that humanity is not just, or like sentience and humanity are not necessarily 100% intertwined. It's kind of an odd topic to just kind of talk about, like the idea of transhumanism, but it's kind of an important subject. The basis for this whole idea all comes from effectively cyberpunk, where like AIs will do things that seem very human, including having thoughts and feelings, or seem to at least have thoughts and feelings. Now, they might actually have these thoughts and feelings, or they might just have something that approximates thoughts and feelings. Think of, like, Data from Star Trek, who has an emotion chip. The transhumanism part comes from, when is it a simulation and when is it real? When is the simulation of these emotions in data so real that it just is real. That is effectively transhumanism. Now, I kind of butchered that, and I'm sorry for those who have the ability to explain it better than I can, that I butchered it so badly, but that is kind of the broad strokes of what transhumanism is. And it's all over Blade Runner from the beginning. The very first Blade Runner was all about a bunch of androids who have human-ish emotions and thoughts and feelings, but not quite. There are some things that even though they have built-in memories, I mean, they're not real memories, but still built-in memories that don't quite add up. And that is how people are able to tell the difference. And then comes along this newest model, the Nexus 6, which the character Decker falls in love with a Nexus 6 by the name of Rachel, at least in the movie. Uh-oh. Boss battle music. Also, maybe the best boss battle music? It's certainly up there. But this android that he falls in love with, he can't tell if she's an android or not until much later when he asks her a question that's technically not in the book of questions that you ask to determine if an android is an android or human. And he just kind of thinks it up on the spot, and it turns out to be the one that is able to tell him what he needs to know to do what he does. But the remaining part of the movie is, like, he can't tell that his boss is an android, which he is, until much, much later. Hey, Wicked Gamer. So the question is, by the end of the first Blade Runner, is Deckard a replicant? We don't know, because no one ever administers the test to him. And that is part of the essence of transhumanism as it occurs to, or as it is required for Blade Runner. Cloud's like level 60. Everyone else is mid-50s, I want to say. At this point, all I need is equipment, and I can beat the game. Actually, this weekend I didn't grind much, because, I didn't need to. I did some. It was mostly in the Golden Saucer. That's where I spent most of my time. I did some grinding, which was purely for money, so that I could spend money in the Golden Saucer to get enough GP, so that I could then do the battle arena all at once to get enough points to earn Omnislash. Alright. And I was able to do so. Quite successfully. In fact, I took about half of what I thought it would. I got some really good draws on the, oh god, what is it? The slots. Actually, I got some really good ones. Early on in one of them, I had my first 3 were all summon break, which adds a lot to your point pool, even if you don't have any summon materia on, which I didn't. So, and then the last one I had was all materia break, which is just a huge multiplier bonus. The life stream fountain. So they keep saying that this is a glacier. That's a crater. I mean, I know it's covered in ice, but this is a crater. Something fell out of the sky and crashed down here, leaving a scar on the planet. So all the energy is gathered here for the planet to heal itself. Sephiroth took the energy and is trying to use a meteor. Next time, the wound won't be so small. Hey! One of you figured it out. Good job. Back to Sephiroth. Oh, sorry, clone. You know what? I bought this beer, this next one, with kind of the intent of drinking it tomorrow on stream, but fuck it. One down, why not have another one? This one's not going to be chilled, so it's not going to be quite as good as it should be, but hell. I doubt you stole anything, Tifa. You don't have very good luck, so we'll push you through to another one. Ooh, that is a bit more head than I typically like on my beer. In case you want to see. It's quite a bit. But, so the first one I had was the 8-Ball Stout by Lost Coast Brewing. This is the Raspberry Brown by Lost Coast Brewing. Lost Coast is one of my favorite beer brewers. They, my favorite 2 beers from them are the Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout and the Brother Thelonious Abbey Ale, both of which are delicious. Especially if you can find Old Rasputin on Nitro as opposed to CO2. It is fabulous. But the store that I went to that normally carries those currently didn't have, so I picked up a couple of other very nice beers. You're going after Sephiroth, aren't you? All I have left is rage and spite and revenge. So, actually, that's all I really had. Cloud's whole story, even though we don't get it, even from the beginning, he joins Avalanche to get revenge on Sephiroth, doesn't he? For burning down Nibelheim. Let's go. We just made it. We just completed our climb through the glacier and are heading to our first interaction with the live stream in the crater, where we are going to find out that Sephiroth Neo Bahamut, where we're going to join. We're going to find out that Sephiroth was been merged with Genova. Is it because of Zack? Okay. Oh, that's right, because there's a cutscene where he mentions joining up with Avalanche, doesn't there? When Cloud's in his weird fugue state. There we are. That's the live stream, my friend. Oh, no, the High Wind. The best of all ships. So, I finally found you. Her laugh isn't near... Oh, sorry. I shouldn't say her laugh. Her laugh might be perfect. My laugh isn't nearly as good as any female anime villain deserves. I can't do a female anime villain laugh justice. I'm sorry. I know it's heartbreaking to hear this, but I just can't do it. This is the promised land. The president has been searched. This is not the promised land, jackass. But I'll be the one who gets it. Sorry, old man. That land is no one's. That's where the reunion will take place. They will all gather here. I wonder if we'll see Sephiroth. On the other hand, I can do a pretty good Hojo. At least that's how I feel Hojo sounds. Hey guys. We need to cross this wind calm, or we're gonna get swept off. Alright. How about... wait a moment then. Alright. What do we fight now? Ooh. Oh, hey, Wicked. I mentioned this earlier before you joined up. We have a new poll up on the Twitterverse to determine who our secondary team should be. Because, I mean, we're not going to need that yet, so that is probably going to be up for a little while, but before too long, we're actually going to need to determine who our secondary team is going to be. So far, we have 2 votes. The first one is, I think, for Sid, Red, Kate Sith, and I think the other one is Yuffie, Red, Vincent. Don't quote me on that, though. You made me sad! I was hyper, and now I'm sad. I know why they chose the word hyper for it, but really what it should be is manic. Items. Although sadness is kind of long. Now, I don't know why they decided to go with hyper as opposed to manic. Maybe because they just didn't think people would understand what manic meant. Especially children, who at the time was still the audience for all video games. Remember, video games were a toy up until about 4 or 5 years ago when they thought that they could potentially send a message. Ooh, Kaiser Knuckles. Hell yeah, time to make our monk badass. What? What? Yeah, our secondary party of cast-offs. No. Unfortunately, thanks to a combination of the votes on the straw poll and the everyone that I polled in real life, you're looking at team number 1, Avalanche. I think I got all the potential remaining answers on there. If there's one that you would prefer to see, I personally am not a big fan of Barrett or Tifa, actually. They're not bad, but I personally am not a big fan of them. But if there's an option on that straw poll that you would want that I have neglected for some reason. Probably because I made that straw poll in the middle of my workday while walking around and trying to concentrate on other things. Then feel free to either message me here or on Twitter what your vote would otherwise be, and I won't be able to add that to the straw poll and keep the results that have already been included. But I can use that as your vote for a situation that was created in an unoptimal scenario. No, Tifa's powerful. Tifa's a very, very strong character. I just don't really like the... What? That's down enough. It's not that Tifa's necessarily bad. Tifa's a very powerful character, melee-wise. It's just that I don't like her limit. Yeah. I'm not good at the slots. It's the same reason why I never used Kate Sith, even though I know Kate Sith has the most powerful limit. Because he can cast death on things that are... What? Why aren't we getting through? I thought we could get through when it was slow. Even though Kate Sith has the ability to cast death on things that are immune to death. In theory, you can kill Sephiroth using Kate Sith's limit. I have never done this because I never used Kate Sith. My typical team, back in the day, my team was always Cloud, Vincent, Red. Vincent's limits are garbage. They're absolute trash. But he has really good stat distribution, so it kind of makes up for it. Not entirely, but kind of. Come on. I'll just keep fighting these little worm dudes. I have no problem with that. So how's South Park coming along? I saw that you were playing PUBG earlier. Okay, so the last one we're able to get through with just when it was slow. I've tried to get through this one while it's slow and while the wind is fast. Do I need to wait I can't remember if I need what I need to wait for. Because clearly what they were implying with the other one is that with this one, I also need to wait for the wind to be slow. But... oh, there we go. I guess I just didn't quite have the right timing on it being slow. Oh my goodness. This is the end. For all of you. No! But what about the reunion, dude? What about beer tickets? And songs from... So almost here, my 10-year reunion. From 2004. Or in this case, we would be nearing the 20-year reunion. Actually, we are on the 20-year reunion. So, what about the songs from 90s? What about Aqua and Spice Girls and God, who else was big in 97? Our promise is to deliver the black materia to our master. Okay. Hour? He got away. Come on, people. Get back inside me. Yep. Those who carry Genova's cells. Master. Master of puppets, I'm pulling your strings. Of course, Sephiroth. Come on. Wow, he seems really tall all of a sudden. Like, maybe double the size? Okay, Twitch. Stop dropping goddamn cells. Or frames. It's really annoying. Just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure Jenova has no... Silence? You monster! Casting silence on a primarily physical team? Actually, that is one thing nice about this team. Is that it's all physical attack-wise very strong. So even though magic can still be better off in some situations, having a team that is very powerful physical attack-wise means, like, you want your heal magics, but, like, who cares about fucking fire and... Like, Flare's nice. Summons are nice. But no, instead what you want is your HP ups, counter attack, final attack. Especially final attack Phoenix, you want that shit. But I mean, Comet, Meteor, or Meteo, Ultima, like, I'll probably take Ultima and Flare. If I don't get to the point where I have a Master Magic. A W summon for certain on everybody, hopefully. Come on, man. Can you just get someone their limit, please? Or not. Fine. That works. I'm really disappointed in you, Jenova. You couldn't even kill someone who had 3,000 hit points. Genova's cells. So that's what this is all about. The Jenova reunion. Not Sephiroth? You mean all this time it wasn't Sephiroth we've been after? Well, I'll explain later. Right now, the only thing I'm thinking about is beating Sephiroth. But Sephiroth is... He's here. The real Sephiroth is just beyond here. It's both incredibly wicked and cruel. I feel you, man. I feel you. That is why... Oh. Yeah. New guards are the worst. The Black Materia is back in our hands. Now all we have to do is defeat Sephiroth, and that'll be the end of it. We'd better not take the Black Materia any further. Why don't we give it to someone else to hold on to? See here. Who is safe? Who is safe? I know. Kate Sith, you've betrayed us. No, not the Black Materia, please. Vincent? Sid? What do you mean you and the Black Materia just don't mix? Come on, Yuffie. All you've wanted was power for your country. Well... we are definitely counting on Red. He's the only one that would accept it from us. Let's find Sephiroth. We're going in first. You guys stay and keep watch. Ooh, what do we have here? MP Turbo. I remember being a new guard, and I was, of all the guards in my training class, I would say I was definitely in a much higher percentage than pretty much all the rest of them. Although, to be fair, the rest of the guards in my training course hadn't had 20 years of customer service and 5 years of management experience behind them. Most of them were really young, like 19, 20. Also, not 30. So, I mean, I can't really blame them for not being, you know, not just well-versed in the world, but also what it might potentially take to be a security guard. But, yeah, man, I remember being in that training course, and, you know, they're teaching us about, like, basic laws and rules that we need to follow. And I remember asking questions like, so, in the case of blah, 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 or in the case of someone getting hurt, are we going to be first aid and CPR trained, or is that something we need to provide for ourselves? And then we would talk about something later on during, you know, if someone's hurt, you know, call immediately 911, and I would be like, okay, but how does Good Samaritan take into account for us? Like, are we under the job, like, as citizens we would be protected, but as security guards, are we protected under Good Samaritan laws? And clearly I was leaps and bounds above the rest of my classmates, so I can only imagine what some new guards might be. Like, I don't know where you live, but in Oregon, things are very weird in Oregon. In order to be a security guard, you have to take a 3-day course. It's 8 hours to be an unarmed security guard, across 3 days, or 3 days of 8 hours each. You pass a written test and you're in. To be an armed security guard, you need to pass the same physical requirements that are necessary to become a police officer. So there's this big, or not just physical, but also psychological, like, they want to make sure that you're good to go. So Oregon's kind of a weird state. I'm not quite in the spectrum of physicality that I was back when I was much younger, to the point where I could easily pass the armed security guard training course. I could probably do it. But I'm currently just an unarmed security guard. My weapon, although newer than this, my weapon is a phone. Technically, under the provisions of the company that I work for, I'm not even supposed to place people under citizen's arrest. I can if need be, and I can defend myself, and the company will back me up, but there's a lot of fucking rules. It's really annoying, honestly. But I was talking to a security guard that we got who moved from Arizona, and what he said in Arizona is that, why Nibbleham? Are you high on Mako or something? What he said is that in Arizona, and in Utah, because he had done both, there are no tests to become an unarmed security guard. There's only a basic, like, written course to become an armed security officer. Now, I don't know how truthful that is, but he's my only reference for that. And unarmed here means completely unarmed. I can't have an asp. I can't have pepper spray, a taser, nothing. I can't even wear body armor. That is all considered being an armed security officer. Now, with being an armed security officer comes the pay raise of being... Like, I get paid pretty decently for a security officer, but I only get paid a little for an unarmed security officer. But I only get paid like a $2 or so more than minimum wage. An armed security officer can charge about double minimum wage. So, there are some benefits as well. But most places in the area that I work around don't want armed security officers. They just want someone to walk around and be a deterrent and hand out parking tickets. It'll be alright. As long as we know it's an illusion, there's nothing to be afraid of. And to move homeless people along, but come on, let's keep going. And most of the time that's fine, but every once in a while, look, there'll be some homeless guy that is acting crazy enough that I'm afraid to approach because I know that if he stabs me, or even attempts to stab me, I can't do anything. Aside from basic self-defense. That ain't Cloud. The hell is he? Stop, Sephiroth. Fuck it, let's see where this is going. This is so stupid. Or maybe they weren't there? It's just an illusion. Don't worry about it. Is it? Stop it already. This is bad. Just like Corel. This is what actually happened 5 years ago. But it's probably not me that will come out of the Shinra Mansion. He's going to try and show us another stupid illusion. See? Didn't I tell you? I own an asp. I own firearms, but I can't use them. Hey, it's you. You're still sane, right? Then come over here and help me. I don't want to watch this. Cloud, don't watch. It's because Tifa remembers. I'll check this house. You check that one over there. What's wrong, Tifa? I told you before, right? As long as we know that it's just an illusion, there's no need to be scared. Hey, you alright? Damn, this was an illusion. Sephiroth, I know you're listening. I know what you want to say. That I wasn't in Nibelheim 5 years ago. That's it, isn't it? I see you finally understand. What are you trying to say is that you wanted to confuse me, right? But even making me see those things won't affect me. I remember it all. The heat of the fire, the pain in my body and in my heart. Oh, is that so? You are just a puppet. You have no heart. It cannot feel any pain. How can there be any meaning in the memory of such a being? What I have shown you is a reality. What you remember, that is the illusion. There should have been a comma there. Do you understand? I don't want to understand. But I want to ask you one thing. Why? Why are you doing this? I want to take you back to your real self. The one who gave me the black materia that day. Who would have ever thought that a failed experiment would prove so useful? Hojo would die if he knew. Hojo? What does he have to do with me? 5 years ago, you were constructed by Hojo, piece by piece, right after Nibelheim was burnt. A puppet, made up of vibrant Genova cells, her knowledge and the power of the Mako. An incomplete Sephiroth clone, not even given a number. That is your reality. Cloud? Cloud, don't listen to him. Cover your ears. Close your eyes. What's wrong, Tifa? I'm not affected by it. I wasn't paying attention to him. All that talk of Hojo constructing you is a lie. Don't we have our memories together? Being kids together? Starlit nights? Hahaha. Tifa, why are you so worried and scared by those words? Shall I show everyone what's in your heart? Hahaha. You don't look well. Tifa, is Sephiroth right? Why are you so scared? Don't worry about me. I'm all right. No matter how confused I am, I will never believe a word that Sephiroth says. It's true that sometimes I can't figure out who I am. There's a lot of things muddled up in my memories. But Tifa, you said long time no see, Cloud, right? Those words will always support me. I'm the one you grew up with. I'm the Cloud of Nibelheim. No matter how much I lose faith in myself, that is the truth. That is why you shouldn't be so scared. No matter what anyone else says to me, it's your opinion that counts. Boom! Better love story than he and Aerith. Why do people cry over Aerith? Why? Her death has no real impact emotionally. No, that's not true, Cloud. It's important to the story, don't get me wrong. Why do people have such a strong emotion over it? If it was their first time seeing a character die, I'm sorry. You should play Final Fantasy V. Half of the NPCs die in that. Or Final Fantasy VI. The world nearly ends. Final Fantasy IV, they kind of fuck around with characters not dying in situations in which they should, but that's a weird exception. What's not? I'm the same Cloud you grew up with, aren't I? That's not what I mean. I don't know how to say it. Cloud, I need some time. Just give me a little time. Cloud, don't blame Tifa. The ability to change one's looks, voice, and words is the power of Genova. Inside of you, Genova has merged with Tifa's memories, creating you out of Tifa's memories. A boy named Cloud might have just been part of them. Cloud, please, don't think right now. Think, Cloud. Cloud. Oh, excuse me. You never had a name. Shut up, Sephiroth. You still don't understand, then. Do you remember the picture that we took before we headed to Mount Nibel? Tifa, you remember, right? But there's no way he would know. Now, what happened to that picture? Is this it? Do you want to see? It turned out pretty good. Cloud, don't. I should be in the picture. Even if I'm not there, no worry. This is just an illusionary world Sephiroth made up. Who's that weird guy that looks like Cloud but with longer and black hair? Just as I thought. This picture's a fake. The truth is in my memory. 5 years ago, I came back to Nibelheim to inspect the reactor. I was 16. The town hadn't changed at all. What did I do? Oh yeah. I saw my mom. I saw the people in town. Yeah, I went to Tifa's room. There I looked in the drawers. Stole a bra. A specially made bra by an orthopedist. I spent the night and went to the reactor in Mount Nibble. I was excited about it, because it was my first mission after becoming a first class in Soldier. Soldier first class? Soldier. When did I enter Soldier? How did I join Soldier? Why can't I remember? That's right. I didn't have to worry about it because I was... Cloud? Let's go, Tifa. I'm alright. Wow, that's amazing. Is it? Is it really that amazing, Scarlet? It's all materia. The outside is rich with Mako energy. The inside is a treasure trove of materia. This truly is the promised land. There is no such thing as the promised land. Sorry. There is no such thing as the promised land. It's a legend, an old wives' tale. It's utterly ridiculous. Everything's as I imagined it to be. Isn't it splendid? It is that kind of dullness that makes you a second-rate scientist. What's happening? It's coming from within the walls. Something's in there. It's moving. Weapon. Then it really does exist. I didn't believe in it. What does this mean? Weapon. A monster created by the planet. They appear when the planet's in danger and destroy everything. That's what's stated in Professor Gast's report. I never saw the report. Where is it? Here. Right here. You keep a lot of things to yourself. He worked for your dad, not you. I wonder how Cloud and the others are. It's hard to believe that such a small piece of materia can destroy the planet. Uh-oh. What the? Is everyone alright? What's going on? Where am I? Don't leave me alone. Nanaki, you're here. I'm so glad. Tifa? Something strange. Why is it dark all of a sudden? And where is everybody? Everyone's waiting. Cloud's in trouble. Please come help us. Right over there. Right. I'm not sure I understand, but I'll go if you want me to. And remember, Genova cells can change any way they want. Those of Genova can become anyone they want at any time. Mr. President, I've got bad feelings about this place. Maybe we should go back to the ship now. We need to prepare for an inspection anyway. Hey, where did you come from? Don't know. This place is going to get rough. Better leave things to me and get out of here while you still can. Leave things to you? I don't know what you mean. This is where the reunion is happening, where everything begins and ends. Cloud. I'm here. I'm here to help you, Cloud. I told you specifically to stay away at any cost. You have too much empathy, Nanaki. And for that, you must be put to sleep. Sorry, but we're going to the vet. Thanks, Nanaki. Where's the black materia? Cloud? It's safe. I'm holding on to it. Alright, man. Have a good night. Have a not terrible day at work tomorrow. I'll take it from here. Give me the black materia. Are you alright, Cloud? Then here you go. I was a little apprehensive about holding this thing. No, don't. Please stop, Cloud. Thanks. Leave the rest to me. Come on. The black materia. Please wait. Just a little longer. Everyone, thanks for everything, and I'm sorry. Sorry? Sorry. Especially you, Tifa. I'm really sorry. You've been so good to me. I don't know what to say. I never lived up to being Cloud. Tifa, maybe one day you'll meet the real Cloud. This is perfect. It means that my experiment was a complete success. What number were you, huh? Where's your tattoo? Professor Hojo, I didn't have a number. You didn't give me one because you said I was a failed experiment. What the? You mean only a failure made it here? Professor, please give me a number. Please, Professor. Shut up, miserable failure. Well, if only a failure made it here, then he was actually a success. Who was that? He's a Sephiroth clone I created after the real Sephiroth died 5 years ago. Genova cells and Mako, with my knowledge and skills, have been combined with science and nature to bring him to life. I'm not wild about the failure part, but the Genova reunion theory has now been proven. You see, even if Genova's body is dismembered, it will eventually become one again. That is what is meant by Genova reunion. I have been waiting for the reunion to start. 5 years have passed, and now the clones have begun to return. I thought the clones would begin to gather at Midgar, where Genova is stored. But my predictions were not entirely correct. The Genova itself began to move away from the Shinra building. But being the genius that I am, I soon figured out, you see, it was all Sephiroth's doing. Sephiroth is not just content to diffuse his will into the lifestream. He wants to manipulate the clones himself. Yes, that is how it got started. I wondered where the clones were going, but I was never able to figure it out. I couldn't figure it out either. The one thing that I did know was that Sephiroth was their final destination. I wasn't pursuing Sephiroth. I was being summoned by Sephiroth. All the anger and hatred I bore him made it impossible for me to ever forget him. That's what he gave me. Sephiroth. Sephiroth? I'm here, and I brought you the black materia. Show yourself to me. Where are you? Sephiroth, so we finally meet again. Oh boy. Did you see it? It's Sephiroth. So he is here! This is perfect. Both Genova's reunion and Sephiroth's will. They won't diffuse into the life stream. But gathered here, mwahaha! What are you so happy about, Professor? You know what this means, don't you? Cloud has the black materia. Sephiroth is going to summon Meteor. Every single person is going to die. Whatever I say now is too little too late. We must evacuate. I want you all to come with me. There's still much I want to know. Alright, Rufus. Yeah, we'll get aboard your stupid ship in the air. Cloud, no. Stop. Please. Cloud? Man, it's been long enough since I really had anything to drink. With these 222s and 2 hours of... made me, I wouldn't say drunk, but... you know when you're just drunk enough to not give a shit? Like, your anxiety, like, all that shit just kind of goes away. Most people call it happy drunk. I just call it anti-anxious drunk. That's where I've hit. And once all the weapons climb out of their tomb, that's as good as a word as any. Oh shit, there's Ultima. I'm going to save and we'll call the stream there. Ooh, that. Alright, there goes Ruby. I saw Ruby and Emerald. Ultima flew off somewhere. Diamond was in there. It looked like there was a fourth weapon, but... I don't remember there being a fourth weapon. I don't remember there being an Omega in this one. Cloud? Cloud. Alright, so the stream is technically over, but we're going to keep going until we can get to a save point. But I'm going to start running through our final announcements. I don't know what to do. I was always like that. So, announcement number 1. We are at 18 out of 25 followers. Once we reach 25, we'll have our next 24-hour stream. What's the matter? Oh. So if you happen to know anyone that might be interested in what we're doing here, going through some of gaming's longest running franchises that happen to have games mostly on PC. Just because I don't have a capture card or a lot of consoles. In fact, Yeah, I've only got one console anymore. So, if you happen to know anyone that might be interested in what we're doing here with the Final Fantasy series, or some of the other ones such as Dungeon Siege, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, GTA, Civilization, Diablo, we're going to do XCOM, Tomb Raider, and Bioshock at some point, though those last three I do need to pick up a majority of those games in order for us to actually go through them, but that shouldn't be a problem. Oh shoot, there is another one that I need to add to that list of with games need to get, and that is Doom. How can I forget? But go ahead and send them my way via word of mouth, link, however you feel. I'd love to have them here so I can at least show them how good we are, what kind of community we want. This community is as big as you guys let it be, so let's get the word out there. Let's make it grow. Let's read a repulse of this bitch. Number 2, I have a poll up on my Twitter, so if you scroll down just a little bit below the stream, you'll see a link to my Twitter. There you will find a poll, a straw poll, that will, for our secondary party, that is only really necessary once we hit disc 3. So I'm going to keep that up there, pinned up, until we get to that point, at which point I will find out the results and determine who our secondary party is from there. If there is a group of characters, a combination of characters that you do not see there, that are also not part of our primary team, which is Tifa, Cloud, and Barrett, then feel free to write me on Twitch or on Twitter, and I will use that as your vote for that combination. Furthermore, I want to thank everyone that stopped by and watched what we were doing today. And in particular, I want to thank Wicked Gamer Dude and Gracker for participating in chat today. Thank you guys very much. So, as soon as we hit our next checkpoint, we're going to go ahead, save point. We'll call it an episode and pick back up tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Monday through Friday, that's our normal schedule. Yeah, it's been a while. What happened to you? You don't look well. Yeah, it's nothing. I'm okay. How long has it been? Five years? What is it? It's really been a long time. Actually, it's been 7 years. You joined soldiers, but quit after Sephiroth incident, and now you're a mercenary. You told me a lot about what happened after you left Nibelheim, but something was wrong. I felt there was something strange about the things you talked to me about. All the things you didn't know that you should, and other things that you shouldn't know and you did. I wanted to make sure, but then I heard you were going far away, and I didn't want that. I didn't know what to do, so I thought I needed more time. And that's why I told you about the Avalanche job. I wanted to be with you and watch you. So, there was a Cloud that grew up in Nibelheim with Tifa. He did run off to join Soldier, but he didn't quite make it to Soldier. He just... he's not to the level of Soldier that Cloud claims, which is first class. He joined Soldier and just became a normal guy with a machine gun that we beat up all the time. But Tifa knew enough about Cloud that when she met that guy that looked similar to Cloud, he picked up on her thoughts about Cloud because he's part Genova, and then was able to, from there, ding, construct a personality based on what Tifa recalled. Huh? The glare. Come on. You'll be better soon. You've been asleep for a long time. I'm hungry. Hey, why don't you ask? About him. Because I'm scared. Don't worry. I don't know what happened to Cloud either. Guess I shouldn't tell you not to worry. None of them know if he'll be alright either. He's still alive, alright. Oh, sorry, right? How long was I asleep? Let's see now. Must have been 7 days. What about Sephiroth? You ain't over it yet. That huge light in the northern cave? Since then, the crater's been surrounded by a huge barrier of light. Everyone knows Sephiroth's asleep in there, in that big hole, protected by that barrier. We can't do a damn thing about it. We just gotta wait till he wakes up. And on top of that, some huge monsters called Weapons been on the rampage. Weapon? Remember that huge monster that was with Sephiroth at the bottom of the crater? Well, it's up there now. They say it's some legendary monster from the past. Weapon is protecting Sephiroth? Don't know. But he's up there going around tearing stuff up. Right now, Rufus is fighting it. I hate to say it, but he's got guts. We should be the ones to destroy it. But we ain't got no time. Time? Hey, how about Meteor? Yep, Meteor is coming. And based on that image, it's already in our atmosphere, although it seems to be moving extraordinarily slowly for an astral body. Do we have to give up? Don't know. I thought Cloud would show up to save you all. Professor Hojo wanted to check up on Cloud too. What are you going to do to Cloud? Sephiroth's alter ego? Meteor has been summoned. Essentially, it's all but over now. So there's no need for you. No. Maybe there is an important task for you. President, preparations for the public execution are complete. Execution? What are you going to get by executing us? You're to be executed for causing this situation. People are ignorant. They'll feel better as long as someone is punished. I take back what little praise I had for this damn jackass. Well, enjoy your last moments together. I'll tie your arms now. It's probably a good thing. Both Tifa and Barrett have very deadly hands. Man, look at Barrett move. Alright, so we're going to call it there for tonight. We'll pick it back up tomorrow around 7 o'clock, or around at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So, I want to thank, again, everyone for joining me, and specifically Wicked Gamer Dude and Gracker for joining me in chat. Hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.